deal, YouTube? It is, of course, your boy Vuhlandes coming back at y'all with another video. And today we are talking about film and digital. Does film hold more value than digital photos? When you ask film photographers why they shoot film, they always usually start off with how it's more personal to them and just how it's more meaningful to them, like how it holds more value to them as a photographer. You have to shoot with a purpose. You have fewer shots per roll. Since you have fewer shots per roll, you have to slow down and actually take in your compositions and really make sure you're getting what you want out of your photos, because you can't just take it again like you can on digital. And if you develop your photos, then essentially you bring life to the photo. So these are all very good reasons to why film would hold more value to someone over something like digital. And plus, some people, film photographers, they just hate the look of like how digital things look. Like it could be over sharpened and just like too HD, and I understand that, because like sometimes I look at photos and I'm like, that's just too much. Like you could tell that it's a photo, whereas film, sometimes it feels like you're there, and it's like, and it just seems a little bit more real and natural over like something that's super like heavily edited photos that we see a lot of the time on the internet. There's nothing wrong with those photos at all, but some film photographers like the natural look, more natural look. Plus, film has a lot of dynamic range, so it's like sometimes in your scenes, so if you shoot with a DSLR, sometimes in your scenes, if you shoot like against a window, like if you're shooting in a house and there's a window and it's a super sunny day, you might have to expose for your subject, so your window's gonna be super overexposed, whereas film, you have a lot more room to work with as far as highlights and shadows go. So these are all very good reasons to why some person or some people may say that film holds more value to them over digital, which is okay. I just personally don't think that film photos have more value than digital photos. If something means something, then it means something. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what it was taken with. I could shoot the corner of the street that I grew up on. I could shoot it on all this crazy like film shit, and I could take the same picture with the digital camera. But because of what that already means to me, it doesn't matter what I take it with. I could take it with an iPhone. It doesn't matter. Because that already means something to me, the photo is already going to mean something, regardless of what I take it with. I started on digital, is what I use mainly now. I just recently started getting into film more heavily, but I've taken hundreds, if not thousands, of photos that mean something to me. And I don't think those photos would mean any more to me if I took them with a film camera, because they already mean something to me. I was already there in the moment and captured exactly what I wanted to capture. So it's not like if I would have captured those photos on film, developed them myself, and was really aware of like the composition and how many shots I had left. I think these photos really mean something to me and really hold value to me, because they were candid shots and they were more like, they were in the moment. Like I was able to just take the shot. I didn't set it up. I didn't have to set it up. I didn't have to worry about anything. Like it happens and I take the picture. So those photos already mean something to me, because it's an experience in my life that I can relive every single time I look at the photo. So when I personally shoot film, I'm going out to shoot with a purpose necessarily. Not all the time, but most of the time I'm going out to shoot with a purpose. Like I want to go to certain places. I want the model that I'm shooting with to look a certain way, dressed up a certain way. I just want to get the most out of these 10 shots in a roll of film if you're shooting 120. But if you're shooting like something like this, then you could get like 32 shots, I think it is. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. But I just snap this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it's a point and shoot. So I just snap this whenever, willy-nilly, of shit that I don't even care about, you know what I'm saying? So like, just because it's film doesn't mean that it's going to hold something to me. Like I use this camera to play around with, just to get shots that are like, I want to take pictures, but like this isn't necessarily something that I really care about, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm shooting with like the Mamiya, like I'm going out with a purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like I need every 10 of these photos to be a good photo, you know what I'm saying? And that's never the case. I never get 10 good photos out of it. I would get like 3, 4, maybe at the most 4. But it's crazy because when I go out with my DSLR, I'm not really aware of things I'm not really aware of like the composition or lighting or anything like that, or how my model looks or what they're doing. I just take candid pictures. I take pictures in the moment, and for me, that means more because I didn't have to set it up or I didn't have to like fake it. Like sometimes shooting film feels almost kind of fake in a way. Not to say that like it's fake or like the photos people get from film because they did all these things are fake. Just for me personally, when I do all these things, I feel like I'm setting up these things where I'm more used to capturing it just candidly, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference when you're coming from like digital over to film and like trying to make the transition. I don't think I'm trying to make a transition to film, but I do use it a lot more. I have been going out a lot more with just my film camera and not my digital camera. But that's just me trying to learn the film camera and just trying to like put everything aside to be a film photographer. But for me, that just isn't the purpose for photography or the photography journey that I'm on. Like for me, I want to just use the gear and the tools that's going to help me portray the people that I shoot, how they are, and beautifully, and the places that I go, how to make them look like how I see them. So one thing with film is when you buy film, you buy a certain type of film, Portra, Fuji, Ilford, and you're kind of, I wouldn't say you're stuck to those like colors, but like these films already have colors, like how in your camera you can set your camera to a certain picture profile or whatever it is. These films already have colors, and you know what I'm saying, they're already what's the word, like those films are unique to its fucking, I don't even know what to call it, but they're already like Portrait 400 has a look that's all its own. Fuji has a look, you know what I'm saying? Ilford's black and white grain has its own look. So when you're shooting, you're already shooting with this look. Of course you can edit it in post clearly. So this isn't to say that film is above or below digital photography because it's corny and as cheesy as it sounds. The most meaningful photos come from within. It comes from the experience. It comes from just what happened in, you know what I'm saying, that time of the photo. I think as photographers, like I think I've been guilty of this on multiple occasions, but I feel like we force meaning into every single photo, and not every single photo needs a meaning. Like I go out and take photos for fun all the time with absolutely no meaning or no reason behind it. But I feel like sometimes we just overly force a meaning into our photos because we feel like every single photo needs to hold value or just hold weight, especially if somebody, you know what I'm saying, like if somebody critiques the photo, then it's like, this means nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to us, we feel like because we're photographers and we're so passionate about what we're doing, and regardless of if it had meaning or not, we, you know what I'm saying, try to force meaning into some of these photos that are just photos. I've done it plenty of times, but I do think that like you can take a photo, like at first you could take a photo that means absolutely nothing, and later on in life, either next week or next year, that photo could mean something depending on what happens or what, you know what I'm saying? Like you can, sometimes photos gain meaning even if you didn't go out intentionally meaning to take this photo or it didn't mean anything to begin with. Because God forbid, sometimes the people in these photos, they pass away or, you know what I'm saying, they go away, move away to a different city. And these are just things and how you can remember these people. So not every single photo starts off, like a photo of your friend wouldn't necessarily mean anything besides the fact that they're your friend in the moment. But say your friend moved away across country and you have that photo of them, that photo's gonna mean a lot to you, even if it doesn't mean a lot to, or it doesn't seem like it would mean a lot to anybody on the internet or whoever you show it to, but it means a lot to you. So it's not necessarily forcing meaning into everything, because sometimes photos mean something to us, but to viewers, they're like, this is just a flower. How does this mean anything? This is just a naked girl. How does this mean anything? Because of the type of photographer I am and how I go about shooting film, I know that most of my photos wouldn't mean as much to me if I shot them on film, because I know what I would have put into the photo. I would have set the photo up. It would have been a set photo. Like it wouldn't have been these candid moments that I've already captured. It would have been something set up. It would have been totally different. So for me, it doesn't hold more value. But for other photographers, it might hold more value. Just in my opinion, it doesn't hold more value to me. And I just feel like these genuine moments wouldn't have happened if I was going out trying to make the most of this roll of film, metering for the light and setting up composition. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of these photos just come from me seeing something, putting the camera up to my face, not even thinking about the composition, or like the composition's in my head and all of that other stuff, but lighting and stuff like that, I just, you know what I'm saying? You just shoot, and that's how you capture the best moments. And yeah, I don't know. Also, I feel like with digital photos, there's like more room to like really make that your photo. Like we talked about, like I said earlier, with people over editing. And if to some people it isn't even over editing. It's just how they go about editing their photos. But a lot of people call it over editing. So anyway, so people who over edit and, you know what I'm saying, add stuff to photos and take shit away from photos, like essentially you're making that photo your own, just like how you bring your photos to life in a dark room if you're a film photographer, or whatever you do. If you scan the photos yourself, it's all the same thing, just a different process. You have to bring these photos to life somehow. These are just the two ways that people do it. So I don't think that one is over the other one. I say a lot of things on this channel that's like just my opinion, and I always want people to take my opinion with a grain of salt. Sometimes I don't like things, sometimes I overly like things, but this is why we're all human, this is why we're all different, and this is why we're all entitled to our own opinions. But I feel like sometimes when your opinion differs from someone else's, they're just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so mad about it, and I just could never understand why. Especially, I feel like people who shoot film hold it to such a high level of photography because of what you do and what you gotta go through. But I just don't think that, like, sometimes I just think they be overdoing it, in my opinion. Like, I think sometimes, I don't even know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, they just, I say this in almost every single one of my videos. I feel like there's so much extracurricular stuff that's going on in photography that's like taken away from people actually taking photos. Like, I just want to see, I really just made this video to say that a photo could be a photo, and a meaningful photo, because I've taken photos of my nieces and nephews on my phone, and some of those photos mean a lot more to me than the photos I've taken with my DSLR or the film camera. So it's all up to you. I don't know. That's really all I gotta say. I just see a lot of film photographers say that they like film more than digital because of these reasons, which is okay. So I just made a video on why I think they're equal. So, I don't know. Anyway, Sam, if you're watching this, thank you. I appreciate it. As always, you're the best friend a guy could have. Other than that, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel, this is a photography channel. We do short films, we do vlogs, photography videos, and so I'm just trying to bring a little culture and swag to the photography side of YouTube. And if you're down with that, then subscribe to the channel. If you're not down with that, then thank you for watching the video at least. Anyway, if you guys didn't get anything out of it, like I always say, I did, because I be going into deep thought about some of these things. I'm just like, wow, I just need to talk about it. Can't really talk about it with, like, I talk about it with my friends and shit like that, but sometimes I want more people to hear my opinion. Not like my opinion matters, because, I mean, it doesn't. Who the fuck am I? But at the same time, I just wanted to share it with a larger group of people and just have the conversation. So anyway, leave down in the comments what you like more, film or digital, or whatever you use, toaster, refrigerator, whatever you use, banana, potato, doesn't matter. Just go out there, take some photos, go do some shit, man. Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to end these damn videos, but hope you guys have a blessed day. Let's get it. Do some shit.